Hi everyone, Sandy B. Stitcher here, and I'm wiggling around here. Welcome to everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm going to try to speak up just a little bit because I have the fan in the window air conditioner running. It's not very hot today. It's around 70, but it's very, very humid. It rained a good share of the night and this morning, and the sun's out now, but it's awfully humid right now. So, again, welcome to everybody. I'm so glad that you're here to visit with me today, and I have quite a video planned for you. I'd like to say thank you to everybody who was a new subscriber. Oh, there's my kitty. I hadn't seen him yet today. He's outside. Anyways, I went over 500 subscribers. Now, somebody somewhere must have shouted me out or put something on social media. I've not been on social media much, so if somebody did, I missed it. So would you please, if you heard about my channel from someone else, would you please let me know from where? And if you did shout me out, please let me know so I can say thank you. I didn't think that getting 500 subscribers would be very important, but actually it made me feel kind of good. So thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciated it. Okay, I want to get on with this. Welcome back to everybody that's been here before, and welcome to all the new people. I have tried to write out some notes today to do a halfway decent video, and I'm trying to do this video on my laptop. If you remember in the past, my battery had kind of died, and I have to keep it plugged in all the time. And it kept telling me every time I try to push on the camera that I needed to plug in my laptop. Well, it was already plugged in. And today I thought, well, what the heck, I'm just going to try it and see, and it actually is working. So we'll see how long it works. If we die in the middle, then I'm going to have to go and get the tablet out and record on that. But let's see what we can get done here today. Okay, I thought I'd kind of do, well, if I could talk right, I thought I'd kind of do a little bit of a reintroduction since I have picked up quite a few new subscribers. My name is Sandy. I live in Vermilion Township in northern Ohio. I'm probably about 3 miles or so from Lake Erie, and I have a husband, Bob. Bob has Parkinson's, and so sometimes I will talk about some of the things that we go through with Parkinson's. And I've been married for almost 41 years. I have a daughter who is 45, and she has 3 daughters who are 22, 19, and 16. And then I have a son, Mike. Well, I didn't say my daughter's name. Her name is Christy, and her daughters are Miranda, Marissa, and Brianna. And then, as I said, I have a son, Mike, and he is he'll be 40 in December. Wow, they're getting old. Which I guess that means I'm getting old, but I'm not thinking about that. So let's see, what else? I've been cross-stitching since probably in the 1970s. But I never really did it all the time. It was just a once in a while thing. And then through the years, I worked a lot, and I kind of almost would never cross stitch. But then I got back into it after I retired, and I retired in 2015. And now I cross stitch every day, and it's like and Flosstube has really enabled me. I've had my Flosstube channel for just over 2 years. It was 2 years in July. Since I am older and I am not one of those bubbly, fun people, that's why I really don't have that many subscribers. But I do have a following of some people that I dearly care about. And their comments make my day. I don't always get to the comments as fast as I should, but I read each and every one of them as soon as they come in. And I care so much about all of the people. I guess that's all that I need to talk about from in the past. If anybody has any questions about any of that, you can ask. I'll be glad to answer. And I also do a little bit of crocheting. I have a past finish, fully finished project to show you. Over the next while, I will probably show you a few of those so that people that have newly subscribed or fairly new to my channel will be able to see some of the older things I've done. And by the way, I forgot to give you the date. Today is Monday, and it's September 23rd, 2019. So here is one of my older finishes, and this is, oh geez, now I can't even remember the name of it. Spring Cardinals, I think it was. And at the time that I did this, I was stitching a lot of flowers, and I got this tray at I think it was at the Target, where they in the front where they have all that stuff. I think that's where I picked this up. And then the little cardinals that are attached here and here, I picked those up down in Amish country, a couple hour and a half south of where I live, and they had them at the Christmas store down there. I forget the name of it, but I picked those up there, and I thought those might work on here, and they just have clips on them, so I just clipped them on. So there's an old project. And the designer on this one, if I'm remembering correctly, it was Diane Arthurs. Okay, moving right along. Thought I'd give you just a quick life update on my husband. Little story. Most of you tell me that you like my little stories that I tell you. Some of them can be a little bit sad, and some of them can be a little bit funny. But part of this was going on the last video I did, and I didn't want to talk about it then because it was still in process and I was awfully upset. So it's all over with now, so now I can talk about it. But you know, I talk about he has Parkinson's and he falls a lot. And one day he went up to take a shower, and I heard this great big crash, and here he had, when he backs up, he loses his balance, and I keep trying to tell him, don't back up, but anyways, he was backing up and he lost his balance, and he fell backwards into the bathtub and shower. And we had one of those shower curtains up there. It was a tub surround that we had put in, and the sides for the shower curtain were actually screwed into the tub surround, and then it was a curved rod, so it came out to keep the shower curtain away from the inside of the shower. Well, he took that thing down and pulled all the screws out of the wall, and then we had a heck of a time getting him out, but we did manage it. Took a while, but we got him out, and he wasn't hurt. I think he had a bruise on his back, but other than that, he was fine. And then a couple of weeks ago, he decided that he wanted to buy a tractor. and he wanted a Kubota tractor. So anybody, if you're familiar with those, he wanted that. And so we figured out we could put it on our home equity line of credit, and so he went out and he bought himself a tractor. We're talking over $20,000 now. And the second day that he had it, well, actually it was probably the third day, he told me he was taking the tractor out. And so he didn't say what he was going to do, so I thought he was just going to go out and ride around on it and learn some of the, how everything worked. And he didn't come back and didn't come back, so I went looking for him, and I couldn't find him. But I could hear the tractor, so I kept following the sound of the tractor. Here he was out in the woods. And I'm like, what is he doing going over little trees and everything like that? And of course, I'm calling to him, but he couldn't hear me. So I turned around, went all the way back up the hill, and I waited, and he didn't come back and didn't come back. So finally, I went and looked. His phone was in the house, of course, so I couldn't call him. And so I went back out there and went following the sound of the tractor again, and here he had gotten stuck in mud, and he couldn't move the tractor. So he worked out there that day and the next day and the next day trying to get that tractor unstuck. He had a buddy come over one day and tried to help him. He called the tractor place, and they sent 2 different guys over to try to see if they could get it out. Nobody could get it unstuck. So finally we had to pay, or he had to pay, $225 to a tow company to come in and go down on our neighbor's property down the hill, and they were finally able to get the tractor out after an entire week. That's what was going on during the time that I did my last video, and I was just, I'm not talking about it now because I might lose it. But all's well that ends well. The tractor is back up here at the top of the hill. It's in the barn. Everything's okay. And so he fell a few times when he was down there trying to get the tractor out, but he did not hurt himself. And so that's my little story for this time. Okay, next, I want to talk about a few books because remember I had been doing the once a month book review, and then that kind of went by the wayside when I had so much going on. And so I went on to the library and I went to check my history, and I wrote them all down. I'm not going to go into detail. I will list them in the notes below so that you can look and see if excuse me, if you're interested. Let me get a little drink of water here. Okay. I'm going from the oldest that I've read up to the newest that I've read, the latest that I've read. Okay, one book was called Inspection by Joss Malerman. This was a good book. This was really different. Just a little bit of thing about it is there is a building in the woods off all by itself, and it's filled with young boys, and they don't know that there's anything else in the world except for where they are. They have been there since they were babies, and it's like a school, and it's run by this man, and there are men teachers there. They really don't know anything about girls or women. They don't know there's anybody else in the world except for them. And every week they have to go through what's called an inspection to make sure that they're healthy. And there are lots of rules and regulations. Well, somewhere along the line, they find out that there is another, well, I won't go into that part, but actually there is another building in the woods a few miles away, and it's full of girls and a woman who runs it, and their teachers are all women, and these girls have lived there since they were babies, and they don't know anything else. They also go through an inspection once a week. I think it's once a week. And at some point, they find out about one another. And the story goes on about what happens. It's a good book. When I first started reading it, I thought, oh boy, this is really strange. But it was a good book. I would recommend it. Okay, the next book that I read was called The Cliff House by Thayne. And it was a good book. I can't remember. I've read so many books since that I can't remember too much about it. But it was good. I remember it being a good book. The next book that I read was the book Supremacy, and it was a bibliophile mystery. And I had to look up to see for sure what bibliophile meant. But basically, it's a mystery book that's written about books. So the author of that one is Carlisle. And again, I can't remember too many details of it because this brain, is getting a little aged and it doesn't remember like it used to. But it was good. I remember it being a good book. Okay, the next one was called The Lost Children Archive. And it was written by Valeria Luiselli. And again, I remember it as being a really good book. And I think I remember some little bits and pieces about it, but I don't want to say anything because I could be wrong. I could be combining stuff from two books, and I don't want to do that. So, but it was good. It had to do with people being in Europe before the war and being sent to the United States, children. I'm pretty sure that it was good. It was really a good book. And then the last one that I read was another Danielle Steele book. Well, I say another. That's because I've got one over here to read right now. This one is called Blessing in Disguise. And I think everybody knows Danielle Steele books are kind of romantic. They cover a wide range of things. This one also was a good book. Basically, it talked about something that happened and how it ended up at the end being a blessing. And that's it. I have a book that I'm reading right now, and then another one, a Danielle Steele book ready to read. And so I'm going to move on now. And let's see. Oh, I have not one finish, but I have 2 finishes. Do you believe it? I haven't had a finish since way back at the beginning of the year, and that's because I work on all these great big projects. And I get started working on those big ones, and the little ones kind of get sloughed to the side. But I've got 2 finishes to show you. Are you ready for this one? Ta-da! It is done. At least I'm calling it done. This is the one that I finished the stitching way back last year and had the back stitching to do. I started this in August of 2017. This is Bayside Cottage Dimensions. It's on 18 count ivory. And I tell you what, I was working on some back stitching on this. I couldn't see where to put the stitches because I couldn't see where I'd put the previous stitch. So it dawned on me, and I thought, if I can't see where I put that previous stitch to put the next back stitch in next to it, why am I putting these in here? You know, it probably doesn't need them. So I looked it over really well. I decided that after I had done some other back stitching on it, but I decided that it was good enough for me, and it's done. So there we go, Bayside Cottage. And where it was wanting me to put the stitches in was down in here. And I could not, it was a green, and I could not see it in there. And I thought, why am I killing myself? It looks fine. So I hope that you all think it looks fine too. But it's finally done after all this time. So I'm going to have to get this in a frame, but of course, you know, that also takes me a while. I have a lot of things upstairs that are sitting there waiting to go into frames or get finished in some way. Then I picked up something that I thought I could finish, and I went ahead and I finished it. Now it's Established with Love, Blue Ribbon Designs. This chart I won in quite a while ago when Nana's Needles had a giveaway. I think it was for her 2,500 subscribers. And I won this along with some other items. And it's just the cutest little chart. But I am going to tell you that I did not do this fan stitch around the border. And the reason why I didn't do it is because I'm doing this on 14 count coffee tea dyed Aida. And the fan stitch has to go out into the everywhere in the square. And I thought that would just be a fight. So I decided that I would see how it looked. I would do everything else, see how it looked, and then decide whether I wanted to put some other kind of border. And when I was done with it, I decided it didn't need anything else. There it is. I thought because of the coffee tea dyeing, and it kind of comes up close there a little bit, I thought, you know what, I will like it just like this. It's very simplistic. And I thought anything that I add to this is going to take away from that. So there it is. There's my finish. And I love it. I love those trees. So I hope you all like it too. And this was the darker side of that coffee tea dyeing. So I did it on this side where it was, you know, a little more, a little less dark. So 2 finishes. I'm so proud of myself. I was just tickled pink. Well, maybe not pink. Looks like I'm red today. Okay, now the whips that I worked on. Even though it's just been over a week, I worked on 4 different whips. Not a whole lot on some of them, but I did work on them. Okay, I'm going to show you my Hade. This is Mini Mount Cabin Home. And I worked on this quite a bit after I showed it to you last time. This is on 14 count antique white Aida. And this is now going away, and Shades of Summer is going to be coming out for a while. And there we go. I hope I'm getting it all in there. But I did some more work up here where I had been working. Came down, got all these tops of these trees in here and finished up at here. And this page isn't entirely finished. There are some lighter stitches in there, like right here, but I didn't get the whole page done. But I needed to move on. So I think I finally got tired of stitching on this. So, like I said, this one is going to be going away. My Artisy Shades of Summer is going to be coming out. So next time, you'll probably see that one. Okay, I also did just a little bit more on Japanese Garden. I think one more day I worked on this. And so you probably won't, it's probably not a big difference than when you saw it last, but I added a little bit more along somewhere in here. I'm not even exactly sure it's where I added, but it was earlier in the week. So there's that one. This one also is going to be going back upstairs for a while. Okay, then the next one that I worked on was Poinsettia House. Glare. And this is Little House Needleworks. And I'm doing this one on, and on that Japanese, one moment please. On that Japanese garden, last time I'm watching my video back on the TV, and I heard myself say, oh, and this is on 14 count touch of gold Ada. And I'm like, gold? Why did I say gold? Any dummy could see it's blue. I don't know where that gold came from, but anyways, that's 14 count touch of blue Ada. There, I have no answers. Anyways, Poinsettia House. As I said, Little House Needleworks. And this one is being stitched on 14 count Under the Sea Fabrics Autumn. And I got quite a bit done on this, and I left a needle in it because I'm going to be going back to this. And there we go. I got quite a bit done on that. And I love it. And when I get that, I'm going to get the house all done and bring my border across. And then I'm going to go over here and work on this part. And then come just down on that. But yeah, I'm liking that a lot. And then the last one that I worked on was Quaker Diamonds. And Quaker Diamonds is on 14 count dense fog Jobelin. And I didn't do a whole lot on this, just a little. But if you haven't seen it before, if you're new then and you haven't seen any other videos, then you'll think, oh wow, look at all that stuff. Actually, all I got done was, you know, I had told you this diamond was done, but I had these add-ons here. I did some of the add-ons here and did this little motif right there. And that's because I just worked on it this morning. So this one is staying out. This is going to be my next try to focus on a finish. And so I will be continuing to work on that. And I'm going to spin the wheel on my phone and pull out something else to work on. So I'll be working on Shades of Summer, Poinsettia House, Quaker Diamonds, and something else. I'll pull something else out and get a few stitches into that. Let's see. That was all my whips. I asked you about, did someone shout me out for the 500 subscribers? I just would really like to think if anybody did. Or tell me how you found me. That would be nice. That would give me some comments too. Oh, I love comments. I just get so excited over little things like that. Okay, the chart that I showed last week, I will be giving that away on the 27th. And you know what I did? I had something that I was going to bring down here, and I forgot it upstairs. Will you guys hold on for just a sec? And I'm going to run up and get that. I'm almost afraid to hit the pause because this thing, but I'm going to do it because, you know what, it's only going to take me a second, so I'm not going to hit pause. I'm going to run up there and get it, and I'm going to run right back here. So don't go away. I'll be right back. I'm back. That didn't take very long, did it? It's a split level house, so it's not that many steps. Okay, I wanted to do a giveaway for the 500 subscribers, and this is the chart that I showed you last week, and so I'm going to show it just in case somebody is on here today that might want to enter for this. I give these charts away every so often. These are magazine charts, and I will send them anywhere in the world. I just ask that you be a subscriber, that you like my video, and then leave me a comment. And for this particular one, the comment was to say that you would like to stitch greetings or something with the word greetings in it, saying you'd like to stitch it or you like the greetings or something. And this also had a little bonus on the back, these little refrigerator magnets. Okay, so there's that. I already have quite a few names down here for this. I'm drawing for this on the 27th. Now, I may not do a video on the 27th, but that's the day I will close this and draw for it. And then I will give that information on the next video. And let me put that over here out of the way so I don't get a bunch of stuff mixed up. Now, I have, here it is, I have another magazine chart to show you. And this one is a duck. Oh, I see there's some glare on there. There. That's the duck. And there's a little bonus chart on the back. It's just the chart. I'm not really sure. Looks like maybe a bottle and a rolling pin and a bowl, and I'm not sure what that other thing is, and by just looking at the chart. But it says country breakfast, so I don't have the picture for that. So I just have the chart and the picture for the duck. So if you're interested in the duck, just say you would like to stitch the duck. And I will be drawing for the duck. Let me write this down so I don't forget. I am going to look at my calendar, give you a real close-up here of me. I am going to draw for the duck on the 7th of October. Okay, so, and also please remember you have to be 18 to give me your address, and please don't say free or giveaway or, you know, the things that the trolls can search on. All right, now for the 500 subscriber giveaway. I have a few things here. They're nothing fancy, just stuff I had upstairs. Some of it's old, but I'm finding there's a lot of people out there that really like some of these older charts. So this is what I'm giving away, and I can't promise it, but if I get a chance to get out someplace and pick up a few little cross-stitching notions to go with this, I will. All right, the first chart is this one right here. Hold it up there really close. And this is a DMC chart. This may even have been a freebie. It doesn't say free on it, but there's the scissors case, the stitch mini sampler, and then the Love One Another sampler, and then there's what they call a petite fleur sachet bag, and they have instructions for stitches on the back. And so there's that one. This next one that I have, this is a Leisure Arts leaflet. It is book 2 by Betty Morris Hamilton. It's called Ma Ella's Crazy Quilt. Let's see if I can get that up there close enough. I had thought about stitching this, and I went through my stuff and I thought, you know what, with everything else I've got, I'll never get to this one. So there's that. It has a color chart on the inside. I'll just flash it really quick. It's 167 by 126. And instructions on the back. And I have a kit. This is a dimensions kit. It's got a 1984 date on it. It fits in an 11 by 14 inch frame. It's never been opened. It has everything in here. It contains the embroidery thread, the 14 count cotton Aida cloth, the needle, and the instructions. And it's called a fall collection. And I thought for this time of year, get this so that, there, I think that's good. And again, this was something I picked up. I was going to stitch this, but I have too much stuff. And as you can see, there's the floss, the Aida, and it's never been opened. So these 3 charts for my 500 subscriber giveaway, and like I said, there may be a few other little goodies packed in there. Again, I will send anywhere in the world. I know a lot of my subscribers are from Canada and Europe, and Jen, you're over there, and I think you told me the Philippines, if I remember correctly. Again, the brain. So I know I have subscribers not just in the United States, so I want to have equal opportunity to everyone. So let's say that, today's the 23rd. Let's say that we'll draw for this one on October 14th. Write it down because otherwise I won't remember. So that's it. This is a bit longer than what my videos have been in the past, but I had kind of been all summer, I've kind of been flying by the seat of my pants or something. I don't know. I've just not been doing a proper video. So we're heading into fall. I'm going to get my act together and make sure that I'm providing you guys with something that you really want to watch. So I will, and I've had asking about Lori and Olivia occasionally. As far as I know, both of them are doing really well. The last time that I saw Olivia, she looked really, really well. Her hair had grown back, and she's doing well, gone back to school. For anybody who doesn't know, Olivia is, I think she had a birthday, so I think did she turn 8 or did she turn 9? I can't keep track. She's my great niece, She's my brother's granddaughter, and she was diagnosed with leukemia. And her first year was a really, really rough year. This is her second full year. I think in November, beginning of November, will be the second anniversary of her being diagnosed. And this year, since the beginning of the year, has been a lot better than it had been previous to that. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that everything keeps going well for her. My sister-in-law, Lori, that same brother, that's his granddaughter, his wife, Lori, has lung cancer, and she's had it now for like 6 years, and her last year has been really rough. A lot of the treatments aren't working anymore. She has to have oxygen 24/7. Otherwise, she can't breathe. But she's hanging in there. She has a very good outlook on living, and so prayers and good thoughts continued for her are always welcome. That makes me think we got to get together again. I saw her probably about maybe a week and a half ago. Other than that, I'm doing okay. Got my hair cut, if you noticed. I was just tired of messing with the long stuff, and just wanted to go shorter again. So I'm going to send out and I just keep rambling on. I'm going to send out all my hugs to everybody, all my love to everybody. If anybody is in need of prayers, be sure and let me know, because I will be glad to pray for anybody who needs it. And I'm going to let you guys go, get back to doing a little housework and doing some stitching, and see you all next time. So take care. Love to all. Bye-bye.